Hello, everyone. It's about to get spicy really quick. It's Monday. It's United World of Sports. Dante Suave, Mystah Jay. Let's get started. We started the show off technically with a laugh because um, I was uh, I was listening to Gilbert Arenas' take on uh, Draymond Green, and while I was doing that, it skipped over to uh, they started listening to the Dan Patrick, and little did I know Jay was on, and I found out Jay was on uh, when I started hearing Dan Patrick. And all right, so there's a whole bunch of stuff. Now, I'm gonna let you go because he had a rebuttal to the Charles Barkley thing, and and he actually he kind of had a point, but then he shot himself in the foot, and he shot himself in the foot with something that he said about himself. So you go ahead, you go, because I know you probably want to have as little to do with this as possible. So go ahead, get your take in, and then I'm gonna get my take in, and then we'll move on.
We've had this conversation before
Yeah.
about people who are a part of a dynasty that will be remembered throughout history forever,
Yes.
that love to turn the focus from the dynasty to being about me. And either it's always because they feel like they didn't get enough praise for what they contributed. They felt like they could have had a bigger role in what they contributed. Uh, they don't get the attaboy or you did a good job as a part of it. And it's always one.
Yeah.
As much as I've been saying like Draymond was the is the attitude that the Warriors need. Now knowing that Steve Kerr is coming back for 2 years and they're trying to re-sign Stephen Curry, I said Stephen Curry to come back to finish out his career there, and knowing that today the Bucks announced that the Giannis sweepstakes is open for business, Draymond needs to go. It's not even fair anymore, the antics that he's pulling with this. And I get it because he's setting himself up for what he wants to do after he gets to finish playing the league. He's been doing the stuff with he been doing stuff with inside the NBA when somebody's been out. He was just on the Kevin Hart roast last night. He's been doing commercials and everything. And he has his podcast. I get that. But I don't know. Part of me is like, you come from you are the last of an era where you shouldn't be crapping on what made you have that opportunity to do all the things that you're doing. Like Gilbert said, you are a second round draft pick. Most second round draft picks do not pan out. If they do, they have a journeyman's kind of career throughout the league in order to get the longevity. You have Hall of Fame individual stats, but what puts you over the top to make you a bona fide Hall of Famer is the four rings. Now, making a statement that you feel like Steve Kerr might have hindered you in your because there's no plays for you in there. Let's call a spade a spade. Anybody in their right mind, and I hate the fact that Austin Rivers was correct, but he's not lying. How many people would sit there and they saw Draymond lining up 4-3 with that ugly shot and would sit up there and say, take it? If I had a choice of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, uh, Kevin Durant, or Draymond Green taking the shot, who am I going to want to take the shot? Draymond Green. So to
Yeah.
sit there, and here's the other part. just a while ago, you were praising it because you were basically the point forward or the point center for that entire squad. All the pick and rolls ran through you. All of the pick and pops ran through you for it. So now all of a sudden I'm hindering it may have hindered me a little bit from what my potential was during that time frame. Dude, if your potential would have been where you thought it was, you would have been a first round draft pick. You're not. You are a great defender. You are a great instigator. You are a great facilitator. You are not a scorer. You have to have a wide open lane, make a circus shot, or make a freakish three in order to get your points. Stop. The more and more that they continue to do stuff like this, it's not just him, it's others that's joined into this whole podcast world. The more and more they hammer on the sensational instead of the statistical, it's gonna hurt their reputation at the end. And for me, here's my thing. You're technically a free agent. Your coach that you just shitted on, even though it wasn't technically shitted on, just got re-signed for 2 years. What's to say that they don't bring you back? And especially in Steve Kerr, you gotta remember Steve Kerr is from the Michael Jordan tree and from the Greg Popovich tree. Oh, you think you can do better by yourself? You would have been better without. Here's your chance. Go. So it pissed me off hearing it. I laughed when I heard Rivers go back at him. I smiled with what Gilbert Arenas said for it. But Draymond is worried about Draymond right now, and that's not going to end well. So it's tainted for me. The Warriors dynasty will always be marred with two things: the what ifs and how long do you hold on. And because the what ifs with what if KD didn't leave? What if KD didn't get hurt? What if Clay didn't get hurt? What if they wouldn't have suspended Draymond on that game 5 for that game 6? All those different things. It's always those what ifs. But then the hold ons. The only person that got out of there realistically when it was their time to get out of there that you can say was KD. But he still has to deal with his demons up. He has had nothing to show for it since then. And then Clay, they held on to the sentimental, but Clay, let's be realistic here. The best shot Clay didn't have was the shot with Megan. It's not been the same. So what do you hold on to? I say now I used to be against it, and it's funny how one person's antics could hurt themselves. Now I would not be shocked if they didn't either sign and trade him or they let him go because now it's becoming a distraction. Am I going to have to worry about what you're saying in your podcast about the rebuild and what you feel about it to the public while we're trying to do this rebuild? So it's a headache. It's a bona fide headache with that one.
So, so the the upside that I liked from Gilbert's was the fact that he played more of his rant. Um, although I did I watched the Charles Barkley one.
Mm-hmm.
So I immediately went and looked up his stats for college.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at his numbers for before Durant got there and stuff like that, and just overall in his career.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm definitely riding with Gilbert that I mean, yeah, you shot a little more, but I mean, you still, I mean, you averaged 14 points. I mean, you wasn't, I mean, what are we doing? Like even in college, you weren't, you, it was nothing to really write home about. Like
Oh,
really, like really the ones that they really talk about. Like if I'm not mistaken, I couldn't find his specific individual because for some odd reason, the site that I went to when it showed me his stats, it showed me everybody on the team and like how many points they had for like the 4 years that they was at Michigan State. And if I read it right, he only had 122 points in 4 years. So, I mean,
hold on.
yeah, it was weird. I matter of fact, I think I still no, that's the pros. There it is. Yeah. Um, see if they let me click on it. Maybe they give me a better. Yeah, he averaged 10 points a game, seven rebounds, 2 assists, 47% field goal percentage, um 68%, 69% on free throws and 36% from three.
Yeah, so he did not have.
I mean, even in college, he didn't. I mean, he wasn't. It wasn't much to write home about. So,
But it was enough to get his jersey retired. That's why I'm like, it was. I'm on Sports Reference right now.
uh-huh,
He played 145 games. He scored 1,517 points total.
uh-huh,
So 1,500 points you scored in college. It's he almost had more rebounds than he did points.
right.
So it's not. Again, you were a middle of the road player, but part of me is like, how bad was the Big Ten that year to where he was the 2011-2012 Big Ten Player of the Year?
2011.
2011, 2012.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Michigan wasn't doing much that year. So yeah, yeah. I mean,
Hold on. That can't be right. He was the Division One Player of the Year, NABC Division One Player of the Year, 2011, 2012. Mm, mm. And you was drafted. So you were the National Player of the Year, but you're drafted in the second round. Make that make
the
sense?
the antics, the basically what he did at Golden State. Even he said during his rant that a lot of the stuff, a lot of stuff about him, Tom Izzo did not like. It's like he liked him as a player, but it a lot of his antics, even Tom Izzo, just he wasn't a fan. And Tom Izzo has always been like that. It's like even if he likes your talent, if your attitude ain't right, he will call you out.
His
So,
senior year, the year that he won all these accolades, right?
uh-huh.
He played in 36 games. He averaged 44% shooting, 38%, 39% from three.
Uh-huh.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? 10 rebounds, 4 assists a game, and averaged 16.2 points. He did not average double digits in points until his junior and his senior year.
Uh-huh.
So, but his rebounding average increased every year. His assists
Hmm.
increased every year. No, his assists actually went down. His steals went down. His blocks went down. His turnovers went up. all in that year. I don't understand how he was the player of the year. How bad was it that year? Goodness gracious. Why was I not watching basketball then? Who was at UC at that time? Was Huggins still there? No, Huggins was gone. That might have been that lull when nobody was good.
Well, yeah, 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 yeah. It was there wasn't a whole lot of
Was that the UConn team that was the seventh seed that won the national championship that year?
possibly, but but yeah, he
Oh no, that's why. That was the UK squad that with that's what don't make no sense. That okay, I understand it now. How did Draymond get a player of the year when Anthony Davis was the consensus national player of the year that year? Who out of all the people that voted for it, it was him? Michigan State didn't even make it to the Final Four that year. It was Kentucky, Kansas, Louisville, and Ohio State. And Ohio State, Michigan State, and Michigan all shared the regular season title, but Michigan State won the tournament.
if he was the reason why they won the tournament, that might have helped. I don't know,
I don't know.
but
Draymond just
but yeah, he's always I always respect his talent. I always even when listening to him uh talk about everybody coming at him, he manages to not under it. It's weird. It, it it's it's weird because like even on the Charles Barkley thing, he did have a point. He didn't understand why everybody was mad at him talking about he couldn't go at Charles when that's basically what everybody does on that show. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. And but he missed something that he ended up saying later, which was part of the issue with him. He's a straight shooter. He said, don't put no words in my mouth. I will tell you exactly how I feel. That's the
right,
problem. That's where you got in trouble with Charles. Everybody feels like when you come at people, you a straight shooter, you don't care about nobody's feelings, and therefore you knew you were joking. But your career and the way everybody takes you, you're a straight shooter, you don't joke.
right.
So, and even when he said it, it sounded like a personal shot. And Charles he think he's slick. He he he
Charles is always slick.
he embarrassed him by not commenting on it then, but then I don't know if you saw the reel that was going around where he did a later interview and he downplayed it and then near the end he took a shot.
That's Charles.
He took a shot. He took a shot at him. And even when Draymond was rebutting to it, he brought that up. And you could tell by the sound of his voice, he he was trying to stay in the I'm trying to blow this off. We're trying to bring this down. But he it affected him. That because you heard his voice change a little bit.
Because he wants to be this generation's Charles. I'm
But that's the
starting to
thing.
see that.
He he understands that he's not Charles, and he doesn't want to be Charles. And he even broke down in his rebuttal why he didn't want to be Charles. He's like, I just want to be me. Just like Charles, for all his accolades, which he does have accolades, and
Yeah.
he broke them down. He has accolades that I don't have, and I have accolades that he don't have.
Mm-hmm.
So and the way he broke it down, and then he said for everybody, and I think he was just trying to get it to where everybody would just let it go. He was like, "Look, if if everybody publicly publicly feels like I disrespected Charles. I don't feel like I did, but everybody feels like I did. I'm sorry.
And that's fine. I have no
And
issue.
and and I respect that. But like I said, it was like he didn't he wasn't listening to himself. The part where
He
he was
never
like,
does.
and
Everything that he does has some type of what I actually meant instead of just saying, you know what, it is what it is. Take it how you. I would have more respect for Draymond if he had the Dennis Rodman type mentality. It is what it is. Take it how it is, and if you got a problem with it, we'll discuss it later. But for right, this is how I am. This is me,
yeah,
and he's trying to be. That's what I'm saying. He's trying to set himself up for outside of the league, and it's fine when you're trying to set yourself up for being outside the league when your time is done. But at the same time, you have to understand that you cannot. You should let the narrative be shaped. You can shape the narrative. You can try to mold it, but the full narrative about what it's going to be is going to be shaped by your actions. So no matter how much you try to mold it, it's still jello. If it doesn't congeal right, it's not going to fit into that mold. You can flip it over and think that it's solid and it will pour right out. You have to pay attention to that. And he doesn't get it. And like I said, I've been one of the biggest. I pride myself on being one of the biggest people that supported him because of what he brought, the grit, the grind. But the worst thing about a person that brings that grit and grime to the into the, they don't know how to turn it off. And Chuck has gotten to a point to where he knows how to turn it off and turn it on.
yeah.
Draymond ain't there yet because Draymond wants to be right all the time, or he wants to be on the right side of the conversation all the time. It's affecting them, and hopefully it doesn't affect them as much as I'm feeling like it will, because it might be affecting his pockets. Because if he doesn't go back to Golden State, who's going to pay him? Who's going to want that?
Um, I honestly wish him the best of luck. But yeah, Austin Rivers, the people that said he cooked him. He did cook him. Like, yeah, you got cooked. It just, he,
That was bad. I like I said, I'm not, and part of me, and the sad part about it is, part of me did feel like Austin Rivers' career kind of got elongated because he kept on playing for his dad.
right.
But at the same time, when he came back with his college stats, couldn't say nothing. So it's like Draymond always has. Draymond has always had that thing to where it motivates him. And I don't know if it's something about Michigan, no pun intended, because I start thinking about the way he's doing that to how Amon-Ra St. Brown always talks about everybody that passed him up and making sure that he was obsessed with being the best wide receiver because of all the teams that passed him up. What's going on, man?
Well, no, it's not a Michigan thing. Because Randy had that issue. Who else had that issue?
Um, shoot, Kobe. They're
Yeah.
actually releasing shoes that was kind of neat. You know, with me being a sneakerhead, to where the shoes will wear off as it
Uh-huh.
goes, as you wear them. The cut like the patina will come off of them, and it'll start revealing the colors of all the teams that passed him up before he got picked 14. And it's a random pair of shoes that you get when you buy them. So so it's kind of like, what the heck?
I don't even want to know how much those are gonna cost.
I think they only like I think they those might be like 160.
Oh, is that all? Yeah,
I think they might be 160. I'm not for sure.
that's still too rich for my blood. Um, but yeah, and then his whole take on Charles and what happened with that, and the fact that it was a misunderstanding and it was blown way out of proportion. The part that made me laugh though was that uh they went out after the show, and I guess his mom was like, she was heading to bed, but she was on the internet. So she kept seeing stuff about him and Charles got into it. So she kept blowing his phone up while he was out with Charles. And he finally called her back. He's like, "What's up, mama?" He's like, you into it? You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Why?" He's like, "You into it with Charles Barkley?" I'm like, "Nah, you sure?" "Yeah, ma. Why you asking me that?" And then and he FaceTimed her at the time, so that he said he literally turned the phone around and showed that Charles was sitting with him. They was out drinking and eating. And Charles said hi to her, said no,
Yeah,
everything
because
cool.
they mamas is cool.
And said she was like, "Oh, okay, all right, well, they talked for a few minutes, and then they got off the phone. And uh that's the problem with the grit,
Yeah.
because it's a whole bunch of people with grit, and there's certain ones I like, and most of them I don't. And like when we talked about Perfect, what was the thing I always said? You got to be controlled chaos. I would rather
Yeah.
now if he was more like Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis was controlled chaos.
Ray
He ain't
Lewis
getting
was
kicked out of game. You don't you I don't remember hearing anything about him turning nobody ankles,
nah,
kicking
nah.
nobody low. But when that ball get hyped, it's like, oh my God, will somebody please stop him?
But nobody could. That's why I said it's
that
not
that's the grit I like.
right.
And
That's
it's
great
like,
that
yeah,
anybody should like.
like
But
like like Charles got technicals, but not to the level of the Draymonds and Ron Artest and people like that. He and that
Charles
was,
got technicals in Philly. He was a totally different player by the time he got to Phoenix and Houston.
yeah.
He wasn't the same. So you have to learn how to temperament. And Draymond has not learned how to temperament at all. And that's what's gonna be his issue.
and
I
and
thought it's
and
gonna be his issue.
when you don't really have to, because nobody's really calling you out on it,
Mm-hmm.
which to me, according to the story that Durant told, that was why he
He
left.
was gone. Yeah.
It like if he noticed that, it was like, so wait, to me,
No
directly
matter
to
what.
me, y'all sit up here and say he wrong, but nobody will call him out, so he'll
Okay.
chill out. I got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't deal with that. I didn't deal with that type of uh uh aura and whatever happened with him and Westbrook. Like I'm not dealing with that. I'm definitely not dealing with that here. I appreciate the championships, but I gotta go.
And it's sad because that's what that all tapers into that what if. It all tapers into that what would be different if I didn't do this way? Or what if it would be if I
And
did
and I'm definitely with Gilbert, and we can let this go. I'm definitely with Gilbert. Looking at his stats, more than likely he would have been irrelevant.
yeah, he would have been irrelevant. He
Um,
would have been a he
at
would have been
at
a
best, he would have
solid
been Patrick Bever.
nah. I would put him at to where
You don't think he would have been Pat Bev? Good, really good on defense. Really can't count on him for much else.
I would you want to know somebody whose name came up
Oh,
that I could compare him to Tony I think it's Tony Hill. They used to play with the Grizzlies when Zach Randolph and them was there, and Eric
started off in Philly.
they might have
Oh no
been.
no 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 no, that's Tyrone Hill. My bad.
No, it was a guy that they went around. They asked people like Kobe and Carmelo, who did they hate going up against, and they said it was him because he didn't care about scoring. He didn't care about nothing else. He just cared about locking down who his assignment was. And that's I think, and he's unsung because he wasn't on the box. He's scoring a lot, but whoever he was guarding, if they got their rocks off, they earned every bit of it. And that's what Draymond does. That's what Draymond would have been known as because he what even in any type of category, he would have been able to get his points off of rebounds and off of straight drives.
Huh, is that right? Huh, got a lot of news going on. Congrats to Michael Penix Jr. He got married. Uh, uh, look like the Chargers signed Njoku.
Yeah, I saw that earlier on today. My son and his friends was debating was that a good signing or not.
Well, the only thing, I mean, they got to fix that line. They got to break that curse. They have to break that curse because they potentially, I mean, Herbert is good, but you gotta, he's not a scrambler quarterback. You have to block for him.
Mm-hmm.
You have to block for him, and when you block for him, he gets the ball downfield. I can see why there's such a debate about whether or not he's elite, but he's very line dependent.
He's extremely line dependent.
Yeah, and unfortunately, San Diego has had a long history
Man.
um, of the line just one. They start off good, and then somewhere in the season, the injury bug just attacks like the plague.
Man.
And and then that's all she wrote. So it's like for all the potential, like, oh, look out for San Diego. I don't even listen to it anymore. I'm like, yeah, let me know what they line like by week 10.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know what they line like. Um, because that's go make or break. Shout out to James Harden for pulling that game out the other day. He played pretty good. Now, did you watch the game?
I saw bits and pieces of it. I was trying to keep up with the highlights while I was moving stuff around this
Yeah,
weekend.
he definitely and and people do that thing that I hate. Somebody have a reputation, and then they they do the opposite of it one time, and all of a sudden, yeah, where all them haters at? What? Stop! Just stop!
Why would you even say? Mm-mm.
It was like, yeah, what y'all got to say about James Harden now? That's what Carmelo and them was saying after the game, and I'm like, stop.
No, that's not.
Just stop. Just oh God, stop. What are you doing? His reputation was well deserved. The evidence is still there. Just because in this past game, this past weekend, he showed up. Even in this series, people were questioning where he was. Stop.
Mhm. but see, but I'm gonna sound like you. But that's what makes it juicy. That's what makes it fun.
No, no, and I get the players, they sticking by each other. But you doing that thing. I don't like the convenient amnesia. Just give him accolades for stepping up. Like they always say something like good job showing what we always knew you could do. That acknowledges the previous reputation without trying to call people out like they was blind and they wasn't shaming the man because he was not talented.
No,
It's just that when the playoffs hit, everybody his talent turns into Waldo. Plain and
it it
simple. His talent turns into Waldo. It disappears.
it I can't. Yeah,
It
it disappears completely.
it
Okay.
disappears compared to what you saw in the regular season. It just plain and simple. And part of me feels like part of it is with the regular season, you don't play as much defense.
No.
You got to play more defense in the playoffs. And that takes up a lot of energy. Playing defense takes up a lot of energy, depending on who you guard.
Yeah,
And
but
and
but you have to still be able to. You still have to be a what separates the good for the greats is that when they get to that platform, they get to that level, then they can show what they did learned from the regular season to adapt to any type of circumstance that's there. He has not shown the adaptability. If it's not set up perfectly for him, it doesn't work. And that's it. That's pretty much the cut and dry of it. He will sit there no matter what it is, and no matter how it's set up for it, he will sit there and as soon as it messes up one way, shape, or another, he'll fold. That's why they always say once they get to him, it's a wrap. And it's
and
it's
and
crazy.
and just that nonchalant attitude when people ask him about I feel like that's another part of the problem too. It's like are you even concentrating on those times so that you can improve and get better? According to your reaction when you're asked, um, I feel like the answer is no.
No.
Because you
And
look,
that's
because you react to the reporters like they're idiots for asking the question. It's like,
questions.
I
Yeah.
mean, but I mean, it's like, dude, did you pay attention to how you played? How you
No.
how you played is not that's not you. We know
But
how
but
talented you are. What happened?
but because it's me, you should be paying attention to that. You should be paying attention to what I did on the field. It's that's the only thing that could matter. Is what I did on the field. That's it. I'm not
But
gonna
that's the
sit there
thing. We was paying attention to that. We want to know where it went. We didn't see it today.
right and be like, oh, I had an off day. I wasn't feeling it today. I wasn't in my element. The chakras was not aligned for me. Who knows? They will throw all types of BS out there in order to try to condone why they did and why they didn't do something. But at the end of that, when we really break it down to it fundamentally, a lot of these quarterbacks there, when they do the tiers of quarterbacks, it is your upper echelon, and then it is your very, very good, and then it's your good. He's good. He's not very, very good. He's not there yet. And here's the reason why. Even if his offensive line stays healthy, do you have faith in him to lead them to a Super Bowl?
It definitely raises his chances.
It raises his chances, right?
I just can he get a full season of a good offensive line? That's the only reason I gotta say no. My no goes back to the offensive line. Like name me a season where he went the whole season and he had at least half the line. I feel like you can't name one.
You can't name one.
I mean,
You can't name one.
and that's what makes it hard to answer that question because even though you asking me that question specifically about him, I know he's line dependent. So I'm thinking about the line the whole time.
So then
Like
the next
I
question
can't.
comes. So the next my next question would be this. You got a choice between him getting the offensive line and Joe Burrow getting a middle of the league ranked defense. Who would you have more faith in to win to go to the Super Bowl between those two?
Joe, because the Bengals got a better chance of getting a got to get a they got a better chance of getting an average offensive line before San Diego can have a a a, a good enough offensive line to last a whole season together.
But I'm saying hypotheticals. If they make it to the playoffs healthy, and you got a healthy offensive line for San Diego, and you
Whew.
have a top 14 defense with the Bengals.
Ugh. Yeah, I could see him doing it. I could see Herbert taking him.
And see, that's it. If that's where that argument comes into play a lot because everybody you don't hear a lot of the pundits saying if the offensive line was right, Herbert would get there. But you always hear them say if the Bengals had a better defense, they would be playing in the playoffs and fighting for a Super Bowl.
But that's an
So it's
assumption the reason
right.
why I
It's an
say
assumption. It's an
that
assumption.
yeah, that the reason why I say it's more of an assumption is because of the history of the Bengals. They have a tendency now, uh, they have a tendency to shoot themselves in the foot other ways more often than not. Like we've talked about, they have that I call it the Bengals mystique. All the teams,
No,
most of the teams have a mystique. I call it a mystique. I call it the Bengals mystique specifically because it's the Bengals. There's other people that have this mystique. The Raiders have it. We just talked about San Diego. San Diego has it specifically with that offensive line. They have a mystique. Their offensive line, oh, just. But back to the Bengals. They have a mystique. Their best players, offense and defense, will figure out a way to come up with the wrong play to help them lose. So
oh
even
yeah,
with an average Super Bowl, I mean, an average defense, there's still a chance that somebody is going to muck it up.
oh yeah. That's Bengals gonna bingle. That's something that we've known for a fact. If you've been a Bengals fan for most of your life,
Right.
Bengals gonna
Shout
bingle.
out to Mr. Surprised Adrian Peterson. Did not realize that he was that he was going to be in the Ring of Honor. He was apparently surprised by the news.
In
Uh,
Minnesota,
yeah,
really?
yeah. It says Vikes surprised Peterson with Ring of Honor news.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
let me click on it.
oh, his kids.
I mean, for the for what he did with his career while he played, although it did kind of mystify me the uh that the thing that took down his career was him getting in trouble about spanking his kid.
Mm-hmm. But
Like the actual injury didn't take him down. He rehabbed and came back and was him, but that that getting in trouble about about whooping his kid with a switch.
Yeah, the old school method, and
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's old school. Yeah, and the fact that he was shocked that he still had to serve a suspension. He thought that he served a suspension because Minnesota, like, no, Minnesota was trying to save their sponsor money. That's why they sent you home. Had it not been for the sponsors looking at them saying, if he stays with the team, we pull out our money, you would have been there until your court stuff played out.
yeah.
But as soon as I think it was Sheraton Hotels, they said either pull him because fans was in an uproar about it, and that didn't seem to shake Minnesota. But like I said, as soon as that sponsor went, hey, um, I don't think our money should be someplace that is okay with a guy whoop whooping a little kid with a switch.
True.
Oh, uh, so Adrian, we still love you, but you gotta go home. It's
But
like,
why?
it
All I did was discipline my child.
was like you gotta go home, bro. Nothing personal. Swear it's not us. This is we didn't want to do this, but money says you gotta go.
The people that run us said you have to leave. Like not now, but right now.
Right,
Like
and
what the heck? I didn't do anything. I just popped them.
apparently the Cowboys are gonna open up the season against the Giants, and apparently they're facing the Eagles on Thanksgiving. So,
Oh no, the other one just got released. The new Highmark Stadium opens up week 2, Bills versus Lions.
huh.
So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Well, yeah, because for me, the reason why that's going to be interesting, I want to see how both offenses are gonna or are gonna be this year.
I do too. It's starting to get to that mode to where now it's like, okay, yeah, we starting to really think about football, and I'm like, that's that's gonna be the biggest work. I want to see. I want to know if they made a right decision letting Knuckles go in Detroit. That's gonna be the biggest thing. Did they make the correct decision letting Montgomery go? Because that 1-2 threat with everybody in the league going to something similar to that 1-2 threat, that right there might be that they let theirs go. So now what do you do? And you didn't address it in the draft. So you don't have a bruiser. Now, instead of it being worried about in short yardage, the bruiser trying to come in there and trying to hammer it home. Now you got to worry about just outside rushes, maybe a dive over the top. You really don't have an in between the tackles running back.
Um, and I know you probably don't care, but I honestly I want to see what the Cowboys gonna do.
Hmm.
I I
Everybody cares about the
I
everybody cares about the Cowboys because the Cowboys makes all the comedians' lives a whole lot easier.
Stephen A loves it. Although I will say this, I don't know if you saw that reel, but man, Skip finally got got Stephen A back. Uh
You know what? I
about
totally forgot that was coming on Friday. I totally missed all of it.
yeah, yeah, I saw a reel. I was not aware that it was happening. So yeah, I completely missed it too. But I did see a reel. Skip got Stephen A back. He's like, for all your talk in the years you talked about my Cowboys, but there's one thing about you that we nobody's really, covered. And he's like, what's that? He's like, you are just as bad with the Knicks as I am with the Cowboys.
I
And
don't know. This year with the Knicks been kind of well, I don't know. Knicks been scaring people. They scaring me. That damn.
I mean, okay, they
I
they're they're taking care of business like they're supposed to, and the reason why I say it like that, did you honestly think that the 76ers had a shot?
yes,
Why?
because the 76ers was coming off of taking off the other team that everybody said had a legitimate shot.
No, the reason why I didn't give him a shot is exactly what I told you, and that's exactly how it played out. I said, I would love to give him a chance, but I don't think Embiid's gonna make it through the series.
Oh yeah, if
It's
Embiid,
like I don't.
but see,
I would love to give him a shot.
what that whole thing showed me in the past 2 weeks, because it's only been really like 2 weeks of them playing. But what it showed me in 2 weeks was one, Boston was heavily overrated.
But
They were heavily overrated because here's the reason why. That the only game that you really could say Tatum was not involved in was 7. 6 he was in there until he got hurt. And they were already up 3, they were up 3-1. So you can't so for them to be up 3-1 and then get swept out, and then that team gets swept out by New York, especially after New York sat there. Everybody was getting in New York's ass the same way that they've been getting in Boston's lately about how New York was just playing around and playing around. They didn't, who did they play? Was it Orlando? No, it wasn't Orlando. It was damn, who did the Knicks kick out?
Charlotte,
Charlotte. They was like they playing around with them. They playing around with them until they said, "Nah, all right, we done." And out of them 4 games, I want to say only one of them was a single digit win out of the
well,
last 7.
I really feel like the reason why I don't feel that they were overrated is while I understand that they depend on the three a lot,
Mm-hmm.
when they were winning, yeah, they depended on the three, but it was all in like stop us going inside. Oh, stop the three. Stop us going inside. Stop the three. When they go three happy and they quote unquote allow the defense to keep them from going inside. They're not moving the ball around. Basically, most of the teams that you see lose, that's what happens. It's like there's little to no ball movement.
True.
They stop being able to go inside. When you're able to go inside and you're able to hit the three, you're dominating. When you're not able to do that, you don't. I don't
And
care.
they just,
I don't
but
care what team it is. If you sit and you watch the games, the team that wins the most, they dominate going inside and out.
yeah, and it's just, I think I'm shocked at how New York has played because New York, we were talking about it last week. We are like, something seems off. They hit that switch, but how long will Mike Brown? How long will they love playing for Mike Brown in these playoffs before they start missing how Thibodeau's defense came into play? And then ever since that conversation, it started. It already started transition. Ever since then, it's been like, because I've been watching the games and I'm like, besides that one where Philly fought in Game 3,
Yeah.
It's been nuts because that 25, I was in the
But
car and
but
that 20, and 25 threes.
the Embiid that was in the Embiid that helped to beat Boston, he was hurt after that one play um in Boston where I think it was Jaylen Brown uh bumped Maxey into his leg. It was over then.
But
It
they
was over
still
for
fought
Embiid
through.
then.
But that's what I'm saying. They still fought through it and got there in there for that. What happened with Philly when they got into this round with that was Paul George disappeared. Embiid was trying to play hurt, but he couldn't do it. And their guards, for whatever you want to say, Philly got Philly by their own Philly players. Brunson and the rest of the Villanova Knicks sat there and started pushing around Edgecombe and Maxey to where they could not get none of the spots that they wanted to, and
Right,
that defense locked them down. And
right.
then
And
Mitchell was just like, I think, like I said, Mitchell Robinson. When they, who thank you, Dennis, for Atlanta for triggering him, because after that he's just been trying to bully ball everybody. And he was and Embiid and let's be real, Boston did not have a center that would body up with Embiid when they went up against him. He
right,
couldn't do all that stuff trying to go in there with Towns and then switching off into Robinson. He couldn't do none of that stuff. So
right,
it totally destroyed his it totally destroyed Philly completely because I would have thought they would have got one in a gentleman's. They said that closest one they got to that one was that game three. Game four, they came out there. They said, you know what? It's time to send y'all home. Y'all, we need some rest before we get it ready to go up against whoever come out of this Cavs Pistons. And then Cavs Pistons is probably gonna go seven. I don't see that one ended early because they too even.
I,
If
I don't think they are.
Harden plays and Harden snaps it has snapped out of that get that end of the game funk that he's been in for almost a decade now. If he snaps out of it and he plays the rest of this series like that, they got a legitimate shot because
They,
Boston already showed you that they rocky. I mean, not Boston. Detroit's already showed you that they was rocky with that whole 7 game series with Orlando, and this is a veteran squad.
right. And now my thing with Detroit is their aggressiveness is a double-edged sword
Mm-hmm.
because they get into foul trouble.
This is true.
So if they could figure out a way to tweak that just a little bit, which is hard because you also got to deal with the refs. But if they could tweak it to where it doesn't shoot them in the foot, and Durham and Tobias have to be more consistent to where everything is not okayed. This the reason for the losses that they had against the Cavs is as good as they were playing, even when they had a lead, there was times, even in the games that they won the game, there was times where they were dominating, but they wasn't hardly scoring. And then that's why there was games where it came back to bite them in the foot. Cause like you can't keep doing that with Harden. You can't keep doing that with Donovan Mitchell. You can't keep doing that with Cleveland.
No, you can't.
You can't keep letting them hang around. If you get up on them, stomp them out.
Stomp them out. Yep.
Stomp them out. Take their heart. Boom, you won the game. They can't consistently do that.
Nah,
and to then turn around and be trying to be physical, and then you catch the attitude and you let people get up under your skin, and then you commit dumb fouls.
true. Yeah, they were committing some dumb fouls with that one.
You
I
you
was,
you can't you can't do that
but
because
it's
all that's gonna do is energize them like, oh yeah, we got him.
right. And
So
a lot of them felt like that. They were like, "Yeah, we got them. They good. We can take them out with that." I think that whoever wins this next game will probably end up taking the series, but it might go seven because they're what 2-2 now.
yeah, and they should have won the other day. Detroit should have won the other day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Detroit
But
should
they
have won.
were they were committing dumb fouls. Um uh wasn't was being too inconsistent. I like Durham, but he just his consistency
Yeah,
and the shot decisions, man. The shot decisions is shooting people in the foot. I'm sorry. If I'm right here and the rim is here, why are we passing out to the 3 point? The rim is there. That's the goal.
because
You
three
went
is more than
inside
two.
and went so deep that you are literally at the rim.
Three is more than two.
Three,
Three
three
is
is
more.
more than two, and three times zero is still zero when you miss.
I know, but three is more than two.
Y'all don't have no Larry Birds. Y'all don't have Steph. Y'all
But
don't have Craig Hodges.
they all feel that way.
Y'all don't.
That's what's bad about it. They all feel that way.
Y'all don't have Mark Price. You know, what are we doing? I just and, and for me, it is so annoying to watch these games when they get these three drops. It's like man, they haven't scored in like 4 minutes. Of course they haven't because they keep coming down and hiking up a three.
Right.
Don't run
That's how that
no
game
offense.
is though.
Come down and just hike up a three.
That's how that game is now. That's what's crazy about it. That's exactly how it is. And it's
You you know the 3 point shooting is bad when somebody goes inside the 3 point and they take a 2 point shot and I go, you know what? Um, you rushed it because of this, and this, but I still like that shot. I like that. I'm okay with that shot. Nobody should say that. Nobody watching basketball should say that.
but they say it all the time now. They'd be like, you know what? There's no reason for you to chuck that three up from half court. But seeing though it was the way that the timing was and everything else for it, I'm not mad at you for it. Go ahead. You're good. You're good. Go ahead.
Oh,
Check in later.
oh Lord.
What happened now?
Um, your bagels. What's up with your second rounder, Cassius Howell?
What
Um,
about him?
apparently, 2 days ago, uh somebody found out that apparently he has plans to have a to create his own sack celebration.
Oh, they were having they said that he was having fun after the sexy Dexy thing. And it's funny how that comes out when that comes out and that comes to the forefront after the conversation was how in the world do you sit there and they asked his agent, how do you allow your player to come in and come to the rookie mini camps without being under contract when he did? And then he got out there in front. He was like, I don't want to be behind. I want to learn and soak up as much as I can, even without being under contract,
Uh-huh.
in order to be able to help this team once everything is said and done.
Right.
And you and for so long we didn't heard people sit up there saying, "Oh, shoot, think about just last season with Stewart. I ain't coming. My paperwork ain't right. I ain't playing nothing at all." And look at how that season turned out.
And and this is the unfortunate part, and I hate to admit this about myself. As soon as somebody does that, I I instantly key on. I want to know everything about their season. I don't care what team they play for. As soon as I hear it, I go, "Oh, you one of those." Okay, I want to see how your season turns out, sir.
Mm-hmm. It's not just you, it's anybody. When you sit there, if you can sit there and say, "Oh, I want this to be this way, I want this to be this way," you coming in as a diva.
But no, well now because we've talked about it. We have fellow fans out there that they are in full support of athletes like that, and they
Diva.
feel like that if anybody has a problem with that person taking that attitude, that that something is wrong with them, and they're hating on their community. They should not be hating on people in their community. Um,
Yeah, whatever. Diva.
I mean, yeah. So, uh, and and I will fully embrace it. If that makes me a hater, fine. But you then have to prove to me why I was right about said player. It's like, I will take the name, but then you have to explain, like when the player turns out not to live up to what you thought they was gonna be, they turned out to be what I thought that they were gonna be. And the only reason I thought that they were gonna be that is because I've seen that story before.
Yeah, but
I've seen it. The most talented of dudes will completely wet the bed.
we've seen it with players that then came to the league with all Jadavian Clowney.
What
Has
that?
he lived up? Has he lived up to the hype that got him as high as he did?
Well, I don't.
Let's be real.
I don't. I don't. That dude.
Here's my thing.
He got hyped up off of a helmet to helmet hit that he
He
put
got hyped
on.
up off of that season with Southern Carolina. With I'm not Southern Carolina. With South Carolina, where Spurrier just didn't have nothing else except him, and he was just saying, "Do what you want."
Yeah, and the one thing that they love to show, they made sure they showed it every time. They always showed that massive helmet to helmet hit
Oh yeah,
that they did not call that on my Wolverines. So Jadeveon Clowney, I respect him, but every time his name comes up, I have flashbacks that don't make me happy.
because I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see. See, I thought what year did he come out?
uh 20, was it 2018?
No, Clowney's been in the league for a while. Hold on.
2015. Let's look it up. Um,
What year was he drafted? Because I'm doing a comparison, and I'm gonna laugh when I do the comparison.
he's 33 years old, so yeah, he's definitely been in the league for a while. What the heck?
He was drafted 2000. Okay, that was 2014. All right, so now let's go over here.
Okay, so what are we looking for?
I'm trying to see. Okay, so yep, I was right. All right. So here's the thing. Here's the funniest thing about this, right?
Okay.
He went as the number one draft pick in the draft.
Right.
You know who went 13th that year?
No.
Aaron Donald.
Well, I mean,
Your career is going to be compared, and that's the joys of being the number one pick. You will forever be linked to a player that played for one team, retired, has been retired for 2 years, and broke records that they thought you were going to do, and got a ring.
yeah,
That
yeah, he went to Houston. I mean, he went to Houston. Houston wasn't going. I mean,
Jadeveon Clowney for his career right now. Where's this? Where's my pro football reference at? Come here. Come to daddy. Especially with a nickname named Doodoo.
say what?
His nickname is Doodoo.
Oh man. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's
So, all right. So here's the crazy part. You've played in 153 games.
yep.
Aaron Donald's played in 154. How many sacks difference do you think there is between the two?
20, 20,
Nope. Higher.
mm, 40.
Higher.
Okay, now I gotta look at his career now, because
I got it right here in front of you. So for Jadeveon Clowney's career, he's played 153 games.
okay,
He has 66 and a half sacks, 296 solo tackles, and 16 forced fumbles. That's his career numbers. And in one more game, Aaron Donald has 111 sacks, 340 solo tackles, and 24 forced fumbles. Oh, by the way, he's been out of the league for 2 years now.
uh, yeah. I mean,
It's a dirty game, but dang it,
it's a dirty game, but I also want to see they both got drafted the same year, right?
yeah.
I want to see like how many games because like 2014 he played a total of 4 games.
It's David Clowney on this page. I'm look. Where's it at?
Played 4 games, started two of them, and then 2015 he played in 13 games. He started nine.
He was in Houston for 5 years, played 62 games, started 55, and that's when he had his 11 pass offenses, and this is over a 5 year span. 11 pass offenses, five five forced fumbles, five fumble recoveries. What else? And then his sacks, and he had 29 total sacks there in 5 years. He played 2 years in Cleveland, got 11 sacks. Baltimore for a year, 9.5. Carolina for a year, 5.5. Dallas for a year, 8.5. And wait a minute, Seattle for a year, 3. In Tennessee, he played at 8 games, started 8 games, and got no sacks. So think about that. In the same amount of time span where Aaron Donald stayed with one and Rex Shop, that man has been on 7 teams.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
We can't label him a bust because he has produced, but mm,
I don't know if we can compare if we should compare him with a dude that benches like what did he bench like 550,
I
six
don't
hundred
know,
pounds?
but he put in that work.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 550 to 600 pounds.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, yeah. That guy he put in work. He made sure that you was gonna have a problem trying to block him. That's why it took
He's
like
gonna
two
have a
or three
problem,
dudes.
period, with Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is the reason why the Bengals don't have a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, I mean, well, that the refs, because y'all had him on it. Yeah,
Ah,
no, no,
I,
no, 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 no. Now hear me out. If the refs had called that offensive pass interference and the Bengals had never gotten that lead, Aaron wouldn't have never got mad because y'all had him under control before that.
if they wouldn't have, I said, if he would have got blocked for a half a second later, a half
But
a second
but that was
longer,
but that was after y'all had pissed him off because
I
y'all
know
usually
that I was cool with him pissed off. Just
no
one,
you would. But that was why.
two
But
people cost the Bengals that Super Bowl that year. Two people, Eli Pear and that offensive lineman that couldn't hold him for a half a second longer. Because Eli Pear, it fell on Eli Pear because Eli
no,
Pear got
no,
picked
no,
on.
no, no, no,
He
no,
got picked
no,
on.
no. It
Yeah.
fell on Tyler Boyd. Tyler
Yeah.
Boyd. If Tyler Boyd makes that catch, that would have been the first time that the Bengals would have got past the 50 since since that touchdown that pissed off Aaron Donald. He catches that ball. Y'all either get a field goal or a touchdown, game over.
True.
That,
True.
that Tyler Boyd, the Bengals mystique hit Tyler Boyd. He hadn't missed a catch all season. He
I, and that's why I sat there and I said the Bengals are gonna do something.
he had missed a pass all season. And the one time that they really needed him to make the catch,
Mm.
and he literally dropped the ball.
Yeah, and then he got dropped from the team
Yeah. And
and hasn't
and
done anything. I don't even know if he's in the league anymore.
yeah, because he ended up going to Tennessee, which
Tennessee, yeah, he went with Callahan. That
yeah,
didn't work out too well.
no. Well, I mean, as nice as the guy is, because, and I'm gonna say this because I met him. Apparently, Will Levis just wasn't it, and
But you try. I hate. I hate. I hate this. If you have the opportunity to draft somebody that fits your scheme as a new head coach, draft that person.
yeah, wasn't he already there when Callahan got
Yes,
there? Yeah, yeah, Levis was already there when Callahan got there.
and then you got Malik Willis.
Yeah, mm,
So you're getting on the fact of you got the Texans last the oh God. Texans, no, not Texans, Titans
yeah.
last 10 first round picks. Where we got? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where the list? All right, here we go. Here we go. So when was the okay? So they never drafted. Wow.
Did they ever
I thought
draft
he was
him?
a I thought he was a first round draft pick.
Who?
Uh Willis. I thought Malik Willis was the first round draft pick.
No.
Oh my God. That makes it even worse.
Yeah, you had Will Levis, you draft Malik Willis. The offensive line was beyond trash.
Well, that's been a given since the jump. See, and see, that's another question that I always had when it comes to Tennessee. Tennessee got bailed out a lot because of the power of King Henry. Their offensive line never been that good.
Not since Eddie George, no.
No,
Eddie
he was
George, and
drafted
then
in 2022. He was
and
drafted in
then
20.
Calvin Johnson before he got paid.
Yep, he was drafted in 2022 by the Titans, and I think Levis was 21. So it's like, yeah, I'd never be a fan of that one. Just this is don't shit on it. And then the one thing I hate about coaches when they get fired is that don't shit on the incumbent when you drafted the replacement and the replacement didn't pan out. Don't do that because
Yeah,
you
him
had
him
you had a say.
him doing what he did to Levis was part of, well, his coaching style was part of what got him up out of there, because people did not like uh his the way he was too blunt. He was too blunt for Tennessee.
But that's
To
what they
to be so blunt, and then like you said, you start making decisions and those don't work out either. It's like, careful, careful now. That's you gotta be careful, especially as a head coach, um, because unless you can be lights out and draft the right people and you got the right coaching staff, then that coaching staff is able to get through to the players, and you're able to turn the team around. Now, if you're able to turn the team around, you could be as brash as you want. You could be as much of an a-hole as you want.
right.
But if you're not, nah, that's a different conversation.
True. And
So
but a lot of people don't realize that, and that's what kills a lot of their stuff when they do that is because you can't sit there as much as you want to, you as much as you would love to add to the, you want to add your own stamp to it. You got to be cognitive of where you're coming into. And a lot of them come in there like, I'm about to change the culture for it. Sometimes you can't come in there, barge in, and change the culture that fast. You got to let things kind of fall as they may. And that's one of the things that he never got. He never got that.
well, I mean, I could I guess I could kind of see why, because I mean, you come in the door and you see what's going on, and you like, oh, all this got to change.
Oh yeah.
And and you're probably on borrowed time, because the fans won't wins. The fans won't wins. They don't want to hear excuses like, yeah, you just got here, you came in the door, okay, we hear you, but we want a winning team like we used to have, and they hired you to make it happen. So either you make it happen or they can get rid of you too.
And a lot of people don't realize that
It's,
they come in there with that. I want to change the culture. I want to do this. I want to make it to where it's mine. And
it's a lot of pressure. The head coach, it's a lot of pressure to perform, especially if you're a team, if you're a team like Tennessee, if you're a team like the Raiders.
Hmm. But they
And
don't, but that's the mystique that comes along with being on that squad too. You are a lot of people don't realize when you're joining in into that culture, you're joining into everything that culture's been about for way before you got there. You can't fight against the against the black hole. You can't fight against the what is it? You can't fight against the black hole. You can't fight against the Bills Mafia. You can't fight against who that nation. I won't say who they nation because we ain't a nation. We a state. So it's a whole bunch of them that you have to really kind of like look at and figure out. Oh my god. Whew. What else you got for me, buddy?
um I'm reading it. I cannot believe it. I can't believe okay. So apparently in OT with everything going on in OTAs,
Hmm.
apparently Anthony Richardson might have new life in it in Indianapolis from what I'm reading.
Elaborate.
All right. So I saw this article. It says QB Anthony Richardson gives Colts something to think about. Uh, This was on ESPN by Stephen Holder. Says for 2 full weeks of off-season workouts, the Indianapolis Colts proceeded through offensive drills um, behind a pair of quarterback whose combined NFL resumes could fit on a bar napkin. With starter Daniel Jones still sidelined following his ruptured right Achilles in early December, sixth-round draft pick Riley Leonard, one NFL start. Seth Hennigan, zero NFL snaps, handled the offense. All of that changed last week. Anthony Richardson Sr., the team's embattled 2023 fourth overall draft pick and starter for parts of 2 seasons, ended his absence from voluntary sessions, shaking up the team's quarterback unit at an important juncture of the off season. Much had changed since he was last at Colts headquarters. The Colts in March signed Jones to a 2 year, $88 million contract extension that removed any doubt about who's the team's quarterback will be for the foreseeable future. A few weeks before that, Richardson, sensing that he lacked a future in Indianapolis, requested a trade and was granted permission to shop himself to other teams. But now that no deal has materialized and with the offseason well underway, Richardson is back, prepared to play out his contract if necessary. Shane Steichen said he's back in the fold right now on Friday. That is not a vote, a very high vote of confidence. But obviously Stephen Holder had to pull you in. It's like, but what exactly does that mean? Will the Colts continue to entertain the idea of trading Richardson? Will he remain on the roster and play out his final year of his rookie contract? If he does stick around, will he be the Colts' primary backup after the team in recent months embraced Leonard as its likely number two quarterback? So far, the Colts have committed to nothing. This remains the story of a quarterback who made it known he preferred to play elsewhere and a coach who long ago appeared to move on from said quarterback. Now here they are back together trying to navigate their complicated situation. We'll see how it goes, Steichen said. but he's working. He's here. He's in good spirits. Later this month, though, the Colts will have some decisions to make when the team proceeds to the final stage of voluntary workouts and its mandatory minicamp. When the starting offense squares off against the defense in full team practices, Jones is not expected to suit up until training camp. Who will be under center? Richardson is going to get snaps like Leonard will get snaps. Steichen said without offering a specific answer for Richardson, who has not yet spoken to reporters. There is a lot at stake. While his 2 seasons as a starter were marked by inconsistency, inaccuracy, and injury, Steichen briefly benched him for Joe Flacco. He is hoping to embark on a path similar to that of a successful reclamation project like Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. Whoa, 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 whoa! No, 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 no,
I
no,
knew
no,
it
no,
was
no, no,
coming.
no, no, no. No, 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 no. That's what you're not gonna do. No, no, you are not gonna compare him to
Yes, they are.
no,
Yes, they are.
no. Say
Yes, they
Stephen Holder ought
are.
to be ashamed of himself. What are
Yes,
we
they
doing?
are. Yes,
No.
I was waiting on it. Yes,
Those
it's
former
going to
first
be
round
the
draft picks
second coming
struggle.
of Sam Darnold.
Oh my God. He said those former first round draft picks struggled before finding success and lucrative contracts in Seattle. Dude, stop.
I was waiting on it.
Oh my God. What are we doing?
We're loving life.
No, 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 that's no, you're not gonna tell me a dude that never should have been drafted. You're gonna compare him to Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. What are we doing?
Yes, you are.
Oh my God. Uh, oh, you know what? You they'd have gone and done it. Anthony Richardson. Let's go. Anthony Richardson Sr. College stats. Yes, let's go. What are we doing? See, see, this is what I don't like. Sam Darnold. Yes, college. Yes, college stats. Yes, yes, that's right. That's right. Hear me, internet. Hear what I want.
Please tell him.
Baker Mayfield. Yes. Baker Mayfield college stats.
Heisman,
Yes. Yes. I want them all. Let's go.
Heisman Trophy winner.
I mean, what what are we doing? Uh-oh. All right. We got Anthony Richardson. All right. We got Sam Darnold. Did they give me Baker yet? Baker was the Heisman Trophy winner, right?
Yes, Baker was a Heisman Trophy winner.
Well, yeah, that alone. Why are we? What? What? What are we doing? No. All right. So he was at Florida. He played 4 games his first season. He played 8 games his second season.
Yeah.
He played 12 games his third season. What? Oh Lord. Um, 4 games. He had one completion his first year in 4 games. Two attempts. What? Where do we really?
Yeah.
He had one interception. He had one TD. The one completion was for 27 yards. That gave him a rate. Is that right?
I-
Passing rating. Yeah, the passer rating of 228 off of one completion.
yes.
Oh, oh, all right, all right. So
I'm
we got
telling you.
8 games. He went 38 of 64, 59%, 500 500 529 yards, six interceptions. I mean six touchdowns, five interceptions. Passer rating of 144. Played 12 games, was 176 of 327, 53.8%. Had oh, okay. That was uh he went up 2020 yards. Uh
Really?
yeah, 25 2,549 yards, 17 touchdowns, nine interceptions, and a passer rating of 131. All right, let's go over to Sam. Sam only played 2 years. Okay. Uh, in 2 years, year one with USC, he played 13 games, completed 246 of 366 passes, 67%, 3,086 yards, 31 touchdowns, nine interceptions, passer rating of 161. Year two, played 14 games, completed ugh, uh, 303 of 480 passes, passed for 4,143 yards, uh, 26 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, passer rating of 148. Baker Mayfield, he played 4 years, played 1 year at Texas Tech, played 8 games, 218 of 340, 64%, 2,315. Had 12 touchdowns, nine interceptions, passer rating of 127. Finished out his years at Oklahoma. First year, 13 games, 269 yards of, I mean, 269 completions of 395 attempts, 68%, 3,700. He went touchdown wise, he went 36 and 7, passer rating of 173. Year two, uh 13 games again, had 15 left, less completions for 300 and well 254 completions for out of 358, 70%, 3,965, 40 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, passer rating of 196. Um Last year, 14 games, 285 of 404, 70.5 through 4,627, went 43 and 6, touchdown to interception, and I'm guessing that was the year that he won the Heisman.
Yep.
Because I see H1, Maxwell, double
Yep.
A,
That's the
and
year he
Camp.
went the ape. That's the year he went ape shit.
Oh, yeah, why? What? No, no, we're not
Because,
comparing. No, we are not comparing.
because, yes, we are. Yes, we are. We have to. We have to.
You comparing fruits to vegetables. No, it's not the same. It's not close. I'm sorry. It's a tomato, and no, this tomato is not a fruit. It's a vegetable. No,
Yes, they're gonna do it. They're gonna make it. They're gonna make it work. Somehow, some way,
dude,
they're gonna do it.
no. What? Oh my God. I still can't believe. Uh, I want to hit dude up on Twitter like, bro, what were you thinking? What were you thinking comparing Anthony Richardson's
Be-
career?
because they have to do something in order to make it seem like it could possibly be still relevant to the
But there
fact.
but there are people that support our people that are gonna look at that and they're gonna be like, well, yeah, yeah. Like, no, no,
Yeah, they still gonna do it.
no, no. See, this is why God, I can't ride with that. That is a horrible take. That is a horrible take. I wish the young man all the luck in the world, but good God, no. That is that is a horrible take.
It's.
Oh, now they calling him AR2? Oh God.
I thought they was calling him AR-15 beforehand. Yeah,
Ah,
here.
if they were, I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll get
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, is that his number?
I thought it was 15.
Let's see. I believe it was in college because when I was looking on Sports Reference, I saw he had two numbers and one of them was 15. What is?
I thought it was. I could have swore I thought it was. I thought it was 15.
It's 5.
For real?
Yeah, yeah, it's 5 with the Colts, but like I said, I think in college it was 15. Because when I looked him up on Sports Reference, it had him with two numbers, and I believe one of them was 15.
Huh. I thought it was. I thought it was Westmacott. I thought it was. I'm looking it up now. What the hell? Yeah, it was 15 in college.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Do
he'll
you
be all
think
right.
K Klubnik uh is do you think he's a winner? You think he's going to be a winner? Because according to a article um I saw here that was his reply when he was asked about how things were going. Where is it? Yeah, club. Yeah, he was unshaken by his fall in the draft. He says he's a winner. He's not worried about it.
He's not. He's not. That 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 whole thing with that whole thing and that whole situation with Clemson, he's not a winner. He had an opportunity to put that on his back and become the next, and he failed. And that's partially on shit. That's really on Dabo. I don't want I never thought I would get to the point to where I would say it's on Dabo, but that
Well, yeah, I
this
mean,
that whole situation is on Dabo.
when you're unwilling to change with the times, and trust me, I get where he's coming from with the whole NIL thing and all the changes that you have to do. But when everybody around you is changing, and then they start kicking your butt because you're not changing, it's one thing if you don't change and you still kicking everybody butt. Okay, then it's okay for you not to change. But when everybody start kicking your butt and they were willing to change, yeah, everybody gonna look at you like, excuse me, what you waiting on?
Yeah.
like, like we paid to watch y'all win, and we're not seeing that to our satisfaction. So we get that you don't like change, but we we need you to do something. Like you better figure out how to win. So, but speaking of the Jets, which to me, I feel like while I understand that he did have a full year, there weren't a whole lot of changes made. So he basically inherited a team that, um, to me, is like they didn't signify who he is.
Mm-mm.
Now, I do believe that he needs to make some changes, and I do believe that this should be a year that you more judge him because, okay, he's had a full year, he's had a chance to move out some stuff, move in some stuff more to his liking that speaks to him
True, but
and
at the
and
same,
and 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 what and how he wants to construct his team. That team that he had before, and he still has some people there that I question if they're gonna work out, um, because of the fact of I wonder about their mentality.
I think I think that year two will probably be a better reflection of what he does and
Because they
how it's going to be continuing on. But I still don't have no faith in him.
they 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 floundered. They they showed promise at the beginning. I feel like if they had had somebody else at quarterback other than who they had at quarterback, the
But
start of this.
that's all been a part of their cluster.
Right. And I'm still trying to figure out what they were thinking. I'm like, wait, I understand that Russ's reputation. I understand if you don't want to go for him. I get it. Don't necessarily agree, but I mean if your options are Justin Fields, Russ, I'm I'm giving Russ a call if the Steelers ain't interested.
Okay. Oh no, 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 no. Russ is done. Russ is done. Let Russ go off into and go into the realm of.
So you would have picked Justin Fields if you had to pick one? Really? Come on, Jay.
If I
I
would have
know.
had to pick, here's the thing, and it's funny because I meant to send this to you over the past week, and I forgot. They had a sit down, and I forgot who it was. I think it was Namdi Ashawa, Marshawn Lynch, and Earl Campbell.
Okay.
And Earl Campbell, before they ended the interview, sat there and leaned in, and he said, "I gotta ask this question before I leave. What the hell was they thinking about when they didn't give you the ball at the 1 yard line in order to win that Super Bowl?" And Marshawn did everything to deflect it. And he said the powers that be did it. He said, but you got them down there. He
Well,
said, he said what I felt about Russell Wilson for most of his career. He's good. Don't get me wrong. But he
uh-huh.
has to have somebody else with him in order for him to be good. When they was lighting up in Seattle after that, when they had their chances to go back, he had DK.
Yeah.
He
Well,
outside of that, if you don't have nobody to pair him with, he cannot
that's
carry a team.
that's a
And if it's
better
a
to me. That's a better question for Pete Carroll.
right,
And especially after you remember what I told you, I was surfing YouTube and I saw this video where the same thing that happened in the Super Bowl had actually happened earlier that season. And the rumor was the reason why they did that in the Super Bowl, apparently Pete channeled his inner Belichick. Because in the Arizona game, same thing happened. They got down on the one. Marshawn realized the ball wasn't coming to him, as supposedly, well, actually, I can't say supposedly because they showed the game and they showed him turning around, giving the giving the sideline the middle finger,
and you know what?
and as supposedly that was the reason.
And you know what? If that is the reason, if that is the bona fide reason why that you did not win a Super Bowl and have not won a Super Bowl until Seattle went back this past year, and you could have been on the borderline of being a dynasty in the middle of the Brady and Manning era in their
Yeah,
fourth because you wanted to be exert your control and your petty, then that's on you to live with.
yeah, yeah.
And it sucks because, like I said, everybody that was ostracized from that team are the ones that are really, really been stable since they left it. Marshawn, Richard Sherman, they all because when Richard left, Richard didn't leave them on good terms.
Well, no, because everybody that left, it was all over. They re, everybody was mad at Russ.
Right.
So
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 and
they
there you go.
so
There's
so they
on
literally
both sides of the ball, y'all gave Russ the benefit of the doubt, and it got you nowhere. Russ is at the point now in his career to where even if you put him on a team, there's nowhere you can put him to where if you put him out there and you put a rookie with no starts, it would be kind of no almost a comparison. He
depends.
doesn't have he does not have the arm strength and he does not have the legs to drive the ball like he used to. And that's been evident.
And, well, I won't argue that part, but I feel like the one thing I know he has his reputation, but the one thing I'm not gonna do is act like I did not see him play in Pittsburgh with the best line he had had since the years that he went to the Super Bowl with Seattle.
True.
Had they
And I'm
not
not gonna
gotten
say that either.
injured, had they not started getting injured toward the end of the season, kind of like Sam Darnold did with Minnesota, when that offensive line, when he got in the game, and they benched Fields because his cap was feeling better. That the Pittsburgh offense cooked,
Oh yeah. Oh
but
yeah.
the line went down. So I will give you everything you're saying, but
Mhm.
I will give you everything you're saying because obviously he is older, and obviously, it definitely showed that, um, in Seattle after those two Super Bowl years, as soon as the offensive line went down, so did he. I get it. Yes, you're right, and I I will disagree about the Marshawn Lynch thing though. Because his whole he to me
Mhm.
his reputation perked after he officially retired
Oh yeah. When he was
because
able to go back to
after he left, After he left Seattle, he didn't he wasn't exactly doing much
Oh
either.
no, 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 no.
It-
I'm saying in
his
general,
temper
like
was out, it was a horrible thing. It was a horrible thing to see for such a talented dude, and the and that was the thing I hated about seeing his temper come out, seeing his personality come out the way it did. It's like, wait, you're not gonna talk to the media, but wait, when you was in Buffalo, you didn't have to worry about talking to the media in the playoffs because Buffalo
true.
wasn't getting there.
Yeah, Buffalo ain't getting there.
So you looking to give horse in the mouth. You moved over to a situation that was better than what you was in, and you came off very unappreciative of that fact, even though technically I don't know for a fact that you actually were unappreciative, but it was the way it looked, the way you were treating the media. You're right. The media was not trying to talk to you when you were in Buffalo. Y'all weren't winning. Y'all had talent and y'all weren't winning.
Yeah, I was just trying to be there so I didn't get fined. That
Right. And it's like well, okay.
and see, I
And
wonder, I
so
always
to me, it's as much on him as it is on Pete Carroll for yeah, Pete Carroll made the decision, but he made the decision because of the brashness of Marshawn. Both can be true. If not for the way he handled Arizona, maybe that situation in Arizona, maybe the Super Bowl thing doesn't happen, which left me confused too, because I knew that they were going to be passing the ball too much. So I intentionally did not pull the actual game up on the computer. I just watched the play by play, the whole game. And I sat up there, I saw they was on the one. I got up from our computer. I'm like, man, they lost. I come back to my computer. Patriots win. I'm like, wait, what? And I go back and I look at the play by play. I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? So I actually
mhm,
pull up the game. And I pull up the game and they just happen to be showing the replay. I'm like, Malcolm Butler, who is that? I'm
like,
like,
oh
and
Lord.
I watched the replay and I watched Russell throw that interception and I'm like, oh, he timed that perfectly. He yeah, Butler timed that perfectly. It could not have been called pass interference. He got there at the same time the receiver did, and
And it was the dumbest play in football history.
and I you will not get any argument from me. And the I wish I could find the quote. Somebody I could have swore that somebody quoted Pete Carroll as saying that he wished he had ran Turbin, which told me he had a beef with Marshawn.
And again, like I
And
said,
and
if you
and
had if
but
that
I
beef
thought it was about his reaction to the media because if if he worried about the media messing with him, dude, you just beat, like you said, you just beat Brady and Manning back to back years. The media ain't gonna leave you alone for the rest of your life.
no. And and that's why hindsight now you in the media. You doing all the media functions and everything else with it now. So it's like
That's the funny part. I'm like, wait, now you doing podcasts, now you all in the media, but wait, you didn't like the media before.
I
What,
embraced it.
what,
I embraced
what
it.
are you doing?
I
You should have
embraced
embraced it before.
I am
They were giving you your time to shine and you decided to mar all over it. And to me, that's why he's partially responsible for that situation. Is uh, don't get me wrong, Pete Carroll, yeah, it was a dumb decision. And that would have cost my Patriots a
stupid
Super Bowl ring. And I still say, we always talk about Super Bowl rings that have an asterisk. To me, that one has an asterisk because I would have rather them stop Marshawn on the 1 yard line than to sit up here and
Thank you.
have to be remembered, have to remember that even if I did we don't completely know the details of what happened, and
But the but we do know when it comes down to it, the way that play, that whole thing went down, and the whole way that whole thought process went down with that. Malcolm Butler ended up getting a did he get a free agency deal after that? He left right afterwards.
who?
Malcolm Butler, he went. I
No,
want to say he got a free agent deal and went to Baltimore.
no.
You sure?
Yes. You want to know why?
Why?
Don't you remember what happened a few years after that when when the Patriots lost again? They lost to
What?
Philly.
Huh?
Something happened between him and Belichick. To this day, nobody knows what. Belichick waited until the Super Bowl and held him out. That was part of the
Really?
reason why they lost. Had Pat Chung not got hurt, they would have been all right.
You
But
know what he did, and he left after that
yeah, he left after that.
because he played in Tennessee for 3 years. That's when he got the free agency deal.
Yeah, because he was the star. He was the star of the ball after that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because he was
no,
a
no, 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 no.
DB.
He didn't
He
leave
didn't even
immediately
start that
after.
first
He
game.
left after whatever happened between him and Belichick held him out of that Super Bowl.
Mm-mm. Don't piss off Belly. Never piss off Belly.
No, and it's my question is like what did he do? And he never to this day nobody knows. And even when Butler was asked, he didn't really go into it either.
Of course not. I'm not about to sit there. It's still Belly. I'm not about to sit up there and piss off Belly. Nuh-uh. Belly, me and Belly got to deal with each other for the rest of our lives. We are tied in history. I'm
No, no,
not
no,
going.
no, 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 no. I'm talking like after he left the
I
Patriots.
know, but
Yeah,
even
he
with that, they ain't gonna cross Belly. Ain't nobody gonna ever cross Belly except for Tom. Tom might cross Belly.
yeah, Tom and Kraft.
Yeah, they might cross Belly. Everybody else, nah, they ain't gonna do that. They like their lives. They like they like how easy their career has been.
But yeah, so I honestly I want to see what the Jets can do because I mean as much as I would like to see the Patriots get back to a Super Bowl, I would also like to see them be in a competitive division.
So what? Buffalo ain't competitive? Or are you just tired of Buffalo?
Well, no, I mean Buffalo is competitive, but they weren't able to take advantage.
True.
They weren't able to take advantage of the situation. And the one thing that people don't pay attention to, if you really want to get technical, most every team that ends up dominating their division, it's not because the rest of the teams in the division were as great as they were, or at least able to play as great as they were.
Hmm.
Because let's remember, when the Bengals were dominant, Pittsburgh wasn't as good as they were when they were dominating the division, and neither was Baltimore.
Nah, they weren't.
Same
I will
same
give you that
thing
one.
with when Baltimore's dominating. When Baltimore dominates, Cleveland is Cleveland, and then the two teams that could challenge them, um, the two teams that could challenge them Uh, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, nope, they're not there. And that's the closest you could come to, and those teams usually don't end up making it to the Super Bowl. Is like the AFC South, the NFC
Where's
North.
the constant? Where's the constant
They
rotation?
Yeah, they stay competitive. They stay competitive. The records stay close. When's the last time you seen those teams in the big dance? In either one of the big dances, the conference championship or the Super Bowl. It's like you don't see it very often.
Hmm.
So people just need to be real about it because they always, oh well, of course they made it. They didn't play nobody in their division. Their division was crappy.
I hate that thing.
It-
You play the schedule that's in front of you. It never
right,
fails. Play the schedule
right.
that's in front of you. You cannot sit there and you can't sit there and fight that.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. The only thing I didn't like about last year with the Patriots was nobody really had them going anywhere. And then as soon as they started going somewhere, all of a sudden San Francisco's schedule wasn't the easiest schedule anymore. What? You Before the season started, everybody said San Francisco's schedule was the easiest. Oh
But you
wait, they got a bunch of injuries. Don't care. They still got the easiest schedule. They still had the easiest schedule just because injuries happen. So the injuries happen. Um, uh, Nobody knows what happened with Ayuk and Brandon. Sorry, Jawan Jennings. Um, he stayed hurt, and then he got mouthy talking about he want a contract.
mm-hmm.
It's like, and then y'all held on to y'all let go of some of y'all injury prone players, but you still kept some of them. So that hurt y'all. Still don't change the fact that that schedule was still you, that schedule did not change. The teams that y'all played did not change. So that meant that San Francisco still had the easiest schedule, even if because of all the injuries, they
Oh
weren't
yeah.
weren't the team everybody was expecting them to be. So that and Drake May was still a rookie, and most of the Patriots roster was if I'm not mistaken was rookies.
Mm-hmm.
So again, not sure how they had the easiest schedule all of a sudden when they start winning, just to get people. Oh well, they had the easiest schedule of any team since when? Their name didn't even come up when y'all were talking about San Francisco had the easiest schedule. It's like,
They like I said, the goalpost moves constantly. It is
oh
hilarious.
man. But yeah. So all right.
I
So
got I got one for you
what's up?
before we get ready to get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my Lakers colors because this will probably be the last game of the season tonight. But
Okay.
did you see the clip that was circulating from the game Saturday where JJ Redick was walking off the court after Aiden missed, I want to say 2 to 4 chances at an offensive rebound back to back? And JJ literally sat there, walked when he walked out to midcourt and called the timeout, came back, sat down at his thing and said, I can't coach him. And you saw it word for word, verbatim, reading his lips, I can't coach him. And then today, on the midst of you're at home, you are about to get swept and you are not playing your best, and Bleacher Report legitimately came across with an notification today that says where'd it go? Where'd it go? NBA. Aiton's new chain by Izzy Jeweler. Aiton gets blinged out. And he has a chain that says dominating.
God. No, okay. You know, I love, again, I love, I love it when they do this. I love it when they do this. To all the people that looked at me or that have looked at anybody, to all these people that I understand the concept, but I hate it at the same time. Just because they are, just because they have this opportunity that I did not get. Just because they have this, just because they're from our people, as some people like to say. You can't support everything. You can't. See it for what it is. If you need to, pretend he's white and look at his game. Is his game gonna help your team win? I laughed when the only person that I remember immediately off the top of my head was Charles Barkley. When he found out that he got traded to the Lakers, and his reply was, "Well, hopefully, this is his second chance to like revamp his career, and now that he over there with LeBron, um, hopefully some things will change." And I've been telling people this for years. Just because people go over with 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 LeBron don't mean that they gonna somehow change what they are.
And that has pissed me off throughout the entire time this has gone on. And everybody instantly thought that because a player would go and play with LeBron, it would recreate their whole career.
Right.
No,
No. Either you are who you are before you stepped in the door. Dante just didn't get any better. I mean, he got in better shape, but it wasn't because of LeBron.
right.
And it still didn't really. I mean, he's still the guy that we know that he is offensively, and he's still the defensive issue that 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 he was in that he was in Dallas. So I mean, he didn't get better. Uh, AD did not get better.
No, it just it pisses me off because it's like, what do you what do you not even what do you do? It's how can you sit there and immediately think that just because they're playing with the god, they're playing with the basketball god, that he's going to bestow his wisdom, his knowledge, his skill set, and everything onto them by just blessing them. Holy water, just sprinkle them. No, they gotta
Being
want it.
around LeBron is going to have an effect on them. They're gonna want to be better. Come on, man. Do
No,
you not?
they gonna want to ride his coattails to try to get a chip. But after a while, you can't even ride his coattails to get to a chip. We're seeing that painfully obvious now. And and to wrap this bad boy up in a bow, yeah, they're gone. This that right now, the update on the score for the Cleveland game, it was tied 35-35 when I last saw it.
It's 38-38 now.
Okay,
Uh,
so they balling. That, like I said, that was a toss up right now. Lakers will be going Cancun in after the night. This is the only team. This is what pisses me off, and this is why I got mad about it. They've led every game. And you remember, I want to see if this triggers in you when you hear this. Somehow, some way in the third quarter, this team just somehow wakes up and they put people out of their misery in that third quarter. What team used to just decimate people when they was in their dynasty in that third quarter?
Bulls,
No, we talked about them earlier.
Warrior.
Yes, the Warriors were notorious for going on some type of run that would either get them back in the game to give them close to it, give them the lead, or blow somebody out in that third quarter.
Well, here's the thing. The Thunder. I've been watching these games, and they have uh, the league has a problem right now
Yes, they
because
do.
Sam Presti is seems to be the Howie Roseman of the NBA.
I said that last week.
Yeah, it and
Yep.
he seems to be he's that guy.
Uh
He's
huh.
finding guys, and then this is something that I've been saying for the entirety of the 75 episodes. Well, no, 73 episodes. You have to buy in. You have to naturally buy in. If you have a natural mindset and you buy in and everybody around you buys in, it's going to show.
It's to the point now to where
Did you hear that
between
interest Did you hear that interesting thing about Shea?
what?
He does not when at practice, he does not shoot. He focuses on the team, everybody else. Everybody else shoots. He does not shoot in practice at all. They run plays. He gets other people the ball. They shoot. The only time he shoots is during the game. How scary is that?
I thought my take that I was getting ready to say was that that squad still has top 15 draft picks coming. It's gonna be this ain't
And
going nowhere.
and as long as Presti keeps choosing wisely and everybody that comes to the team keeps buying in, yeah, this is going to be a problem. This is the difference between the other teams and them.
It's
If
I just when I saw I'm sitting there and I'm watching the game Saturday night and I clicked it on, and I'm like,
Mhm.
oh God, they winning. They at home, they got a chance.
Uh-uh.
And then it was like, no, they don't have a chance in hell. And this is again, I as a and folks, the reason why I talk like this when it comes to that is that some people are fanatics. I'm a fan, and as a fan, I can admit to where when it's over, cue the violin strings and the harps, get the hearse, put the take the dog out back with the shotgun, put it out its misery, and let it ride. This Lakers team has done me proud without Luka to get this far. I didn't think they was gonna make it out the first round. They've done me proud. But you're going up against the reigning, defending world champions, and they are showing you why they are the reigning, defending world champions with the reigning, soon to be two-time
You know,
MVP.
you know, this is different. And the reason why I say it's different, they got people literally coming off the bench like they're not new.
Oh, damn!
Mitchell. Oh my God, Mitchell. I
Did you
like that
did
dude.
did you watch First Take? Not first, did you watch Get Up at all today?
No.
Okay, when you get off of here, listen to Jay Williams's rant that he went on about Philadelphia and how he sat there. He went on a rant about Philadelphia, and then he sat there and he blamed a front office. Do you know that at one point on Philadelphia's roster, they had Champagny that's in San Antonio. They had oh, what's the guy?
That's
Uh
why he seems so familiar to me.
they had is it was it McBride that they traded to OKC? They traded somebody to OKC, and then no, um, oh God, no, it's the one dude. Who did they trade? I gotta look this one up. It's three players that are high volume 3-point shoot. Joe for OKC was a 76er. Isaiah Joe. It was Isaiah Joe, Champagny, and it was somebody else that all Philadelphia all has had on their roster in the past few years, and they traded them away or they gave them away, and that's the depth that they needed in order for them to get to even have a shot in this league. If they all would have stayed there and been there, but they got rid of them for some reason and brought in Paul George. Matter of fact, Joe was a part of Paul George trade. So he went off. He said, "At what point do you start to look at the upper management at Philadelphia for what caused this?" And that ties into what you were just saying with OKC. OKC could take their entire starting five out, run out another five, and they are a starting five. It's insane. I've not seen a team. The last team I saw with this much depth was was Golden State. That second year when they had that first year when they had Livingston, you had Livingston, Iguodala, you had JaVale McGee. Oh shoot, who else was on that squad? Livingston, McGee. I forgot what the one. The I forgot what his name was. He was. I want to say he was Russian or Ukrainian. He was on that squad. Then you still had backups that was on there that just made it to where that whole squad was nasty. This OKC squad. Now my question is, can they get past San Antonio? And with the way that they click it right now, I don't think they showed San Antonio everything during this regular season. I think they just
Everybody,
kind of played it. I think they just kind of played it through and let it ride because they knew they was gonna probably see him again. But the rest of that, that shit was nasty.
Yeah, basically, I mean, everybody had to jail, everybody had to figure it out. Um, uh, um, what's his name was like in and out of the lineup too much, but
Yeah.
now that he's just been gone, 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 and everybody that's there is there, and they've been coming in, they've been playing, they've had a chance to like gel. There's no in and out of the lineup going on anymore. I think that helped. Plus,
Oh
like I
yeah.
said, the way they practice, like literally, it's not about Shay. It's about everybody else on
It's
the
about
team
everybody else, and that.
figuring it out. That way, during the game, hey, the ball come to you, you know what to do, and they know what to do, and it's great. It's
It,
awesome.
it's everybody for everything that everybody want to keep on saying about it's the free throw shooting is wrong. They just drawing fouls. It's not this, whatever else.
And
Let's call
Chet is aggressive.
that Gonzaga then dropped out of him. He OKC through and through now, boy. I didn't see that man sit there and be like, oh, nah, I'm about to take over all this. Let me go grab this ball. Reverse off the alley oop. I'm like, Chet, where did you come from? I think that whole commercial where he showed like he had swag, they was all wearing matching outfits with swag. I was like, okay, Chet
And
showing out
people and,
now.
and people was calling him out too. They
Oh
people
yeah,
was
they go.
people was calling him out, saying that he needed to be, and well, he heard you.
He heard you loud and clear and said, you know what, y'all, this is what y'all want? Cool. Y'all gonna get this all the way through. Y'all
Mm,
gonna hate every minute of this, and I'm gonna
yeah,
love it.
for sure. Oh
All right,
man.
buddy. This
Yeah.
this episode has been brought to you by North Carolina A&T State University. Know why? Because I spent the weekend going to move my child back home for the summer. Yeah, can't wait to send her back. I'm just playing. Just playing. So freshman
Oh,
year is done. Got her home for 3 months, and then I gotta do this whole trip to go back. Shout out to Enterprise at 5550 Ridge Road, Ridge Avenue here in Cincinnati, for their help and get me mobile to get there. Um, I don't fuck with budget no more. Just because of the runaround that they gave me. But Enterprise came through in the clutch, had a safe trip down, safe trip back, and now I get to lock and load for the projects that's coming up in the next couple weeks and months. So getting ready for summertime here. Um, yeah, I'm about to go home and go take a nap because 20 hours of driving in 4 days.
oh, good Lord.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, shout out to Google Maps. And if you got Waze, get rid of it. Waze for some reason took me off the highway and took me on a long journey down a U.S. state route through, I want to say, from the Tennessee border all the way into the highway leading into North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
3 hour diversion.
Oh wow.
Cut 2 lane roads, and it's all winding.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And it was
Mm.
right next to a lake. And when I mean it's a lake, when you look at the lake, all you see is water in the distance. You don't see nothing else. So if you slide off the side of the road, you hit the water.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof.
Imagine that having the family panicking in the car. Dad, pay attention. Dad, don't look back. Dad, just drive. Dad, Dad, Dad. Where's the liquor? Where's the liquor? So yeah. So now I get to finally go home and try to go sleep because I ain't got no sleep.
All right. Um, well, this is Dante Suave. This is Mr. J. Let me know about that thing.
I will.
All right.
All right,
Peace.
everybody. Have a good one. Enjoy the basketball.
Yep. See you next week.
Later.